When we featured Ernie's Porsche, there was a sticker on the car. It said, "Live to Race Outlaw." Little did we know, that sticker would lead us to the opportunity to sit down with Ron Goodman. Ron's business, Exclusive Bodyworks, fuels his passion, racing his Porsche 356. The award-winning documentary, The Road to Monterey, follows his journey from this very workshop in Sydney, Australia, to the Rolex Monterey Motorsports Reunion at Laguna Seca Raceway in California. An invite-only event, this is the best of the best for vintage race cars. This is true unlimited budget racing. Here's Ron stalking a Ferrari 250 GTO, a $38 million car at the time, and not giving an inch. We'll just pause for a sec while you witness Ron's 356 dropping off Laguna Seca's famous corkscrew. Goodman has steered Porsches to victory at Watkins Glen in New York, Sebring in Florida, and Road Atlanta, Georgia. But the pinnacle of vintage motor racing, the Rolex Monterey Motorsports Reunion at Laguna Seca, eluded him. On his sixth go though, Ron achieved his dream and steered his Porsche 356 to victory at Monterey, showing the Americans how we do it in Oz.
There's Goodman coming through turn 11. He's going to accelerate up the start-finish straightaway, and he'll be looking for a checkered flag. Crosses the stripe, gets the flag for the win.
Ron's success isn't from luck, it's that true Aussie spirit of hard work, pre-dawn starts and pride in your workmanship. Behind Exclusive Bodyworks is Ron's amazing collection of vintage cars, as well as memorabilia of a life spent at racetracks and generally doing cool things. On this episode of Grassroots Garage, we're on tour of Ron's shed.
So you're sitting in, I think, most people's heaven. I've made it to Porsche heaven, and it's Ron's collection of cars. Ron doesn't need much of an introduction, but here he is. Ron, thanks for your time.
No worries at all, mate. Thank you.
Mate, tell us about where I'm sitting now.
This is our pickup area for customers. They pick their car up out the front after it's been repaired. We give them sort of a Porsche experience, and then they can look at some of the stuff that I've done over the years.
Can you start me off at this wall here?
Yeah.
Talk to me about this.
Yeah, the wall here, everyone that comes here signs it. We'll be getting you to sign it today.
You sure?
If you look, there's people from Poland, all around the world that come and visit.
Where do you want it?
Wherever you want it.
Pressure, I'm doing it here. Yes! I'm on the wall!
It's just something, we picked that up at when we run Ren Sport here in Australia, which is a Porsche racing.
Yep.
It was the backdrop for the trophy selection, so I snaffled it and brought it back.
That's mad. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, 911 Garage Poland up there. That's pretty cool. So who would be? Let's name drop. Who would be someone on there that we'd know? I can see one up top right here. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, which one's that?
RPM up there.
RPM. They filmed here a few times.
Nice.
There's been people from different. I don't really know how many people are up there, but.
It's memories, isn't it? Having everyone come in and sign.
There's even RWB Japan.
Awesome.
Just under the Porsche there, so they built some nice cars.
Beautiful. And let's go back a little bit from that. Just in front of that is a race car.
Yeah, Porsche 1966, 906. In 1966, they only made a few of them. To run Le Mans. Mm-hmm. I always wanted one. We couldn't get one. I kept buying parts to build one, so we built our own one. We had the guys in Melbourne build the chassis, and then we done the rest.
Mate, that's amazing.
We done this one so that people can see how thin the bodies were on.
Oh, really?
Back in the day.
Yeah. So this is fiberglass.
Correct. Yeah.
In 1966.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Wow.
That's how they were made.
Wow. So they must have had a massive Oh no, it's pieces, right? Or is it just one big?
No, it's all pieces, into a mould.
Yep.
And it's the old chopped strand fiberglass, like the old stuff. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. So this, where did you get this mould from?
It was straight off of one that got crashed here around about 30 years ago, an owner of it. The people that repaired it actually took a mould of the whole car when they repaired it.
Nice thinking. And how did it go at Le Mans?
It went really well. Porsche win whenever they go out, obviously.
Do all right, yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
They're actually built to beat the GT40s, and I think they've done that year. So.
Nice. Yeah, and that's, you know, you mentioned GT40 and Porsche, and then they put Ferrari in there. You're in royalty, aren't you? And you're sort of, what's going on here?
That car there is the front guard off of the Cabrio, which you'll see over there.
Yeah.
It's now grey. I crashed that at Indianapolis. It was the first time that the historic cars run there, and we had an open wheeler cut out in front of us. He decided to turn right on a left-hand track.
Yes. There's only 4 corners, mate, or do you?
We went up and over into the wall.
There's a tire mark on his freaking car where his tire went up over the bottom.
The more we looked at it, the whole front tubes are over to the right, over to the left by about 2 inches. When you look around the petrol tank area, that's all creased. Even in the footwell where the brakes are, the brake pedals are, that's creased and pushed up as well. So it's pretty substantial. So we're a full rebuild on this one. So. I wouldn't say devastated. That's motor racing. You know, I'm upset, yeah. But hey, like you're out there, especially on oval track racing. It's high speed, and crashes happen. And unfortunately, there's not usually any light crashes on oval track, and this is proof in the pudding.
Oh man! And so you're repping Australia. You got the boxing kangaroo on.
Yeah, that's on all my cars that I race overseas.
Nice. I love that.
That's the front of that 54 when it got crashed at Laguna.
Oh.
The diff locked up. I can give you some footage of that one too.
Yeah, look at that. I love that you don't see, like some guys would sort of hide that stuff away and throw it out, but that's still an amazing memory. It happened, you know. Like,
yeah, the way I look at it, mate, if crashes happen, when you're on that edge, you bend to fall over every now and then.
Mustang?
Mustang, I like my Mustangs. I've had always had a 66 Mustang.
Okay, yeah.
And we just decided to do this one grey. We've done the whole interior grey, done everything grey in it.
Yeah.
And I'd never ever go without my Mustang. If you look here, the bumper bars don't usually fit.
Yep.
So we cut all the bar, made it all fit neat.
Yep.
Took all the bolts out of it, so it gives it a nice clean line of it.
Wow, yeah, with the black as well. Yep. And you've got this sticker on here. I love this Live to Race Outlaw sticker.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite little features. Love that.
Make sure you take one back with you.
Mate, I'd love to. That'd be amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So what's going on with this rear glass? Perspex again?
Yeah, once again, I'll make it out of Perspex, and we just put these in it to allow the air out from inside.
Yep.
And give it a bit of a different look.
Beautiful. This is an American car?
Yep.
Beautiful. I think we'll work our way through the cars, and then I'm going to ask you about 1 million questions around the outside too. So tell me about this one here.
It's a little 914 that we've done some modifications to the engine. So it weighs 650 kilos. Your bum's about 2 inches off the ground, and it's got 400 horsepower.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Intercooled, turbocharged.
Look at that.
We never wind the boost right up to the maximum boost because we think we might leave the engine all over the grounds.
Yep. And then you've got another race car right next to it.
That's actually a street car.
This one?
Yeah, it's a car. I first drove that one at Atlanta, Georgia, and then we bought it back here, and I've turned it into a street car. But it's got air jacks in it. It's got all the racing stuff on it, but it's going to be street registered.
Wow. With the yellow glass?
Correct. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Once again, that's Perspex. We have a guy in Melbourne that makes all that for us.
I keep calling it glass. I'm not editing it out either. I'm just going to keep. You just have to keep correcting me. No, mate. Perspex. So what's the motor in this one?
This one's a pretty big 3-litre.
Okay.
3-litre engine.
Beautiful.
Porsche.
Yep. So there are a lot. I'm looking at mostly left-hand drives.
No, I've got a
Couple of
both,
right-hand drive.
left and
Yeah.
right.
Okay. I was going to say, which do you prefer?
I like left-hand drive for racetrack, but
Yep.
that's just personal preference. It doesn't make any difference. Just what I'm used to.
Definitely.
Back from the NASCAR days, that's about it. Yeah, I've always wanted a thing, so we bought this one and we just turned it into a military type look. It's got a mobile phone in it as well. Your car's got to have your mobile phone.
Got to have a mobile. Look at that. That's right. What year model are these?
Well, in the 70s.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I love it. Is this going to be a street car as well?
Yes, it is. It's completely under the registry.
Wow. Got the army thing on the front of you. That's cool.
And that's pure gold on the sign writing as well. The Speed 0023 is
Look at
gold.
that. So how long have you had this one?
This one I've had a long time. We raced this one at Rennsport. Actually, I had one of the Americans come over. He drove it at Rennsport. It was a funny thing with this car. I bought it, then I sold it to a mate of mine, then I bought it back. Then I sold it to another mate of mine, then I bought it back, and now I've kept it. You know. Like,
Yeah. Very cool. And there's so they talk about I think the big famous one is the Lamborghini Tractor, right? But this isn't a Lamborghini Tractor. This is a Porsche Tractor.
Yeah, it's a genuine Porsche Tractor, this one. Yeah.
So
with,
what year is
with
this?
bullet holes. It's actually written on here. I think it's a 58.
58.
Yeah.
So that's actually, when you think of 58, they were making race cars by then.
Yep.
Wow.
This one here's been used for Target.
Target practice. Where'd you find this?
It actually found me. Grant from Autohouse had it, and after a few conversations, I ended up going and getting it off of him. So
We'll do the wall later. I want to hear all about this shot here. Tell me later. Don't let me forget.
actually, I can give you footage of that too. There's news footage.
Oh wow, that's like I just love you just ejected.
Yeah. Hit the wall at 100 something mile an hour.
Yeah. So 914 again?
Yep. No, this is 9146. These are a rear car.
Okay.
Engines out of this one. This one here is the one that I raced at Atlanta, Georgia. At Road Atlanta. We raced it there a few times, and we just brought it home and pulled the engine out to be done, and just let it sat there for the time being.
That's mad. What did these have originally in them? 4?
4 and 6.
4 and
Yeah,
6.
That's a 914. That one.
Yep.
And this is a 9146.
6, which had the 6.
Had the 6 in it.
So this would have been an animal with a 6 in it, right?
They are.
Yeah.
They're super fast. Stretch Volkswagen to carry the cars.
Is this one you guys have done in-house?
No, it was actually, it come up for auction, and it didn't sell at auction, and then we talked to the owner and we bought it.
Yep. And we've got the bike on the back here, in the racing colour scheme.
Yeah, that was actually made for me by a company in America called Dutchman Motorbikes.
Okay.
They made that for me as a bit of a thank you.
Nice.
So I had a couple more made just as push bikes, and we raffled them off for the homeless over there at the Carmel by the Sea show.
That's awesome.
Raised some money for them.
All right, what's this one here?
This is the one that I crashed in Indianapolis. We wrecked it, so I thought I'd better bring it back and fix it. And
Yep.
brought it back, and we just kept it here. We've done a few races here with it, so.
Yep.
With 1947 Cushman.
Yeah, what is this? See, I have no idea what this is.
It's
Never
a
seen one before.
1947 Cushman.
What is that?
I actually saw them on one of those reality shows, like Vintage Collectors or whatever it is, one of those sort of things.
Yep.
And then I was over in America and I went to a Good Guy show, and this was sitting there with a for sale sign. Well, I've got to have it.
Got to have it. Yeah. So that would have been used like in factories just to move stuff around.
No, for ordnance and everything else.
Oh yes, got
During
you.
the war.
Yep.
All suspension, like it's got all.
Oh man, it's like half a Vespa on the back and then
Yeah.
business at the front. The opposite of a mullet. Oh, that's amazing. So that's an American built thing?
Yeah.
Yep. Never heard of it.
It's even got its own tyres. We've just filled in the writing there. It's like an aeroplane tyre on it.
Okay. Yep. Geez, they'd be hard to get now, wouldn't they?
No, mate, I've got the Cushman magazine and they make everything.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bit of like a collector's sort of thing. And you've even painted up the buggy.
Yeah.
How's this one go? Can we take this one around London? Or
You
not?
can if you want.
Beautiful.
I'll take that one and you take the cup car.
I'll race you.
Yeah.
You'd probably still beat me.
On this 944, have a look on the other side.
Yep.
You know how you drill stuff to make things lighter?
Yeah.
You drill the handle to make it
wow.
lighter.
Yeah.
But do you know what that says? It says 944 in Morse code.
That's cool. I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool. I could get into that where they drill them out.
Yeah.
I've seen some really good.
Oh, they do some fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I'm right into it. So this is the only front end. No, you got the Mustang as well.
Yeah.
This is the front engine Porsche.
Yeah, I've never looked at it that way. You're pretty right. Yeah.
Let's go right now. This is the bit I'm pumped on wandering around and looking at all this different memorabilia, all this stuff from over the years that we've got on the walls here.
We've run out of wall space. Yeah. That's why we've got these containers. We're just doing them now. They're all going to be walk through time when we finish them.
Oh man,
Just
and
time.
You got this mural on the wall, this boxing kangaroo. Is that a painted on there thing? Has someone done that, or is that a printed out thing?
It's been printed both sides. It's got the car on the other side.
Oh wow.
That was one of our early day containers that we used when we race overseas. We used to load our car into it and send it overseas.
That's mad. So this is like a functioning car museum from time to time?
Yeah, what we do with it is when our customers pick up their cars, we do it out the front. So they come over, they look at their car, happy with everything, they have a look through here, do their paperwork and off they go.
Oh, mate. What
Have
an
a tour
experience.
through the front shop.
Yeah.
Make it like an experience for them, yeah.
It's nice when you've got a nice car. Last time I picked my car up from the panel beaters, they said, here's your keys, get out.
And your warranty's void when you drive out the driveway.
Yeah, you drive it, you bought it. So what, this big Ron Goodman with the glass?
Yeah, my missus got that made for me by my mate for my birthday, which was, she said I was hard to buy something for, so they designed that and made that.
And you look at that picture, you got one wheel off the ground there.
Yeah, that's quite often.
What racetrack's that at?
That's at Eastern Creek coming through Turn 2.
Turn 2, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the spot to get the shots too, isn't it? You
Yeah.
can park yourself up there at Turn 2.
Yeah.
You got the surfboard up the top here?
Yeah, that was made for me by the guys that had that TV show, Aaron and that, the Hocker one in Australia, Porn Stars in Australia type thing.
Okay, yeah.
I'd done them a car and done them a favour, so they'd done that for me and
Beautiful.
sent it back out.
I love that.
A couple of my cars in there.
Yes. You got the. I'm really surprised you painted this grey. What made you go grey on the on the workbench on the tool?
That's a toolbox. There was a sale on grey paint, so I just paint everything grey.
Everything grey. Who signed it?
Oh, I did because they boys wanted me to put my number on it, my name on it, because I painted it.
Nice.
This one is from Mickey Mouse Club, obviously. When I was younger, I joined it.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. You got the door off something here.
All for 906.
906.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's just said I was collecting parts all the way along to build one. That's a parking meter out of America.
Yeah. Very cool. Skateboard.
Yeah, that was sent to me by RWB, the people that do all the enhancements on the Porsches.
Yep.
In Japan. They come here for a visit and they send that back to me.
What's that? I love it.
My missus got these made of them.
That's awesome. I love it. And you got the small. Is this the smallest?
Yeah, that's our
Porsche
smallest
yeah.
Porsche. Yeah.
Now, here we go. I see.
That's when it all goes wrong in NASCAR.
Yeah. So tell me the story.
We had about 5 laps to go. We had a full tank of fuel, none of the other cars did. And we were in second place, I think, or second or third. And the other 2 cars had to stop. We didn't have to stop, but we got hit in the rear and hit the top wall, hit the bottom wall and exploded. Completely wrecked the car.
Yeah.
Ron Goodman's car is on fire. He's getting out.
Yeah, I got out pretty good. A couple of burns and lost a few body parts later on, but other than that, we got out pretty good. So.
These again are very collectible, aren't they?
Yes.
The old Castrol. Yeah. Awesome.
Actually, the Tiffany's aren't in there; they're in here.
Tiffany's.
Yes. Yeah, these are the actual plates that we win
Wow.
in America.
Yep. Look at that.
Just that the boys have been working in here, so I didn't want them to fall off there and break.
Oh yeah. Yep. And they're actually made by Tiffany and Co.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. Nice. It's all the toys that I remember being around when I was a kid too. You know.
Yeah.
There's a couple of trophies here, just one or two.
Probably that one there, the best paddock display from Laguna Seca
Yes.
for the Rolex. That was pretty good to get. That was our first year there, and this Rennsport one, that was car of the show.
Yep.
Now, that was the very first Rennsport they had in Australia, so no one else can take that. I had the best car in the show.
Yep. And you're talking, you got some very serious competition at these paddock displays.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Even for where we won races over there, like we're against people that have got mega dollars, yeah. Last year we beat Patrick Long, who's the Porsche factory driver, so we're pretty happy to do that.
Yeah,
so
that's
really
awesome.
happy to do that.
Very cool. We'll go down the wall. We'll go have a look at the infamous the poster. So I noticed this up here, Ron, is not mounted straight. What's going on with this one at the top?
No, it was straight. That was the one that I was here early one morning and took a fall off the ladder, and that come down with me, so we've left it. And it was only just before we were leaving for the race, and I broke my ankle, and so we've just left it that way.
There's a lot of people that will say that art gets more valuable when it's got an interesting story behind it, and the story behind that is, you know, it's such a special little moment, you know, that turned out okay in the end.
Yeah, they were sent to me from the artist Tanya Stanik. She's from Germany. They done of my cars and then sent them over.
Really good, beautiful.
That was made for me by Porsche.
Oh wow!
Serial number 1.
Oh, look at that.
I had the car, so they gave me that as well.
So this is what year model is that?
2004, I think it was.
2004.
Yeah.
So when you order these GT3s, I can't just go to Porsche and get one. You've got to go on a list.
No, I think that's a bit of a myth.
Bit of a myth,
You can go there. When these ones come out, they'd only bring a certain amount out, and you could either have red stripes or blue stripes, and that was it. You could delete things. But now they sort of relaxed it a bit, and now you can order what you want on them. So they're not as desirable. They're still desirable, but they're not as unique as they used to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you bought that one, you could have turned around and sold it for more than you paid for it, right? Is that how it used back in the day? You know.
I did. I had it for probably a year and a half and sold it for more than I bought it for.
It's not a bad gig.
Yeah.
Buying and selling brand new Porsches. This helmet at the top here, what's the story behind this one here?
I've been using that one in America, and it's just come to its end of its life, so we've had to buy a new one.
Yep.
The Simpson underneath it is the one that got burnt in the NASCAR with that crash. The one next to it was the replacement for that helmet.
Yeah.
And the one down the bottom is actually a trophy. When you win first place,
Wow.
they give you a trophy for it.
What about the old no fear sticker on the
Yeah,
front
that was
here?
maybe years ago. I used to have them as a sponsor. Yeah.
What year would that have been?
93,
Yeah.
94.
I used to run around with no fear stickers on my
everybody
gear,
had that, yeah.
skateboards and surfboards.
Yeah.
Oh man! And the other one, do you remember the other one was Bad Boy, and it had the D and the B made an angry face?
Oh yeah.
I love it. There's something happening here. There's a big hole in this engine. What happened there?
Yeah, that's what I said. When things go wrong, like
Yeah.
when you're pushing the limits, things are always going to go wrong.
Definitely. What kind of horsepower are you running?
A lot.
A lot for a motor that was 55
Yeah.
out of the factory. So, what did you diagnose? What actually you think might have caused the failure? That caused it.
Yeah. What it was actually one of the bolts we've moved on since then. We didn't have a thick enough rod bolt.
Yep.
So no matter what we've done, we've had a fair few failures, but we always move to the next thing and then something else fails. So
Yep.
hopefully we're at the end of our line now.
Yep. So when you say a thick enough rod bolt, you just drill out the old thread
No,
and
we
retap
have
it?
new ones made.
New ones made with a different spec
Yep,
of thread.
yep.
Got it. So that's it for Ron Goodman and his absolutely amazing collection. Ron, you're a legend. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
No worries at all, mate. Thank you for
Legend.
coming out, mate.
That's it for part 1 with Ron Goodman. What an amazing space. Huge thanks to Ron for taking time to show us around. This is just the start with Ron. In part 2, we'll take his daily drive, a Porsche Cayenne, for some happy laps around London Raceway, as Ron talks us through his strategy for each corner.
Now, I've been told to go slow for this lap.
That's right.
This is turn 1.
Turn 1.
Usually in the Cup car, we're coming through here in 3rd gear. Now, this right-hander is absolutely awesome. Bit of front wheel loss of grip.
Make sure you're following Speed0023 on Instagram for all that epic Porsche goodness.